parkour ban would make sense due to Granadi's performance, but I think they don't have to be that scared about it because Afi and Aurel are really usually very consistent players.
I can see Big banning reps or back and forth would be the ban, and I think gyroscope. Yeah, they just don't want to play it. And now they have first pick. Agility dash is open.
Arrow pipes gotta come in. Arrow pipes freestyle as well.
Yeah. Flip of Faith for Granadi was great last week. And slow down. Okay. Back and forth.
Slippy,
classic BDS
Slippy Slides, maybe?
Yeah, Slippy is their last, probably.
Yeah. Freestyle.
Here comes in the freestyle here from Big. Yes, absolutely.
Slippy and arrow pipes, right?
And arrow pipes. It's gotta be arrow pipes.
I mean, Granadi was
unless they practice parkour. I mean, there's a slight chance it's parkour, but I don't think it's Flip of Faith.
Yeah, I would also be surprised to see Flip of Faith. A lot of players have been really struggling with the identity. But Slippy Slides is pick number 5 here from the red team. And let's see what the last map will be, the last pick map. But then there will be one map that is randomized between the 2 maps that are still in the map pool. So that will be the decider eventually. And of course, it should not be a map like Gyroscope that you may not feel that comfortable with, right? But it's banned, of course. So that's why they ban those kind of maps.
I feel the problem is they want to go Flip of Faith, but they know Aurel, for example, is very consistent on that map. They want to go Arrow, but they know Afi is very fast on that map. So
Afi did really well on that.
You kind of have to pick your poison.
I still think Arrow Pipes would be if...
Parkour.
Arrow Pipes got picked randomly, so that's good. That's really nice for them as well. But I guess they picked Parkour. Parkour is a map that has notoriously taken away so many victories from teams because of the identity. It's very difficult to get these wobbly landings to get low airtime on them. And if they've practiced that tactic enough, they could that could be the reason they're picking it, and they could take the win away from BDS if we go to a map 6.
Yeah, but the pick and ban... It's all last match for Big and BDS in the season. Will BDS get the first place? I mean, they're already qualified for the top 2 spots, so that is huge for them. But will they also win a very, like, almost flawless season, right?
It would be amazing. Oh, it would be amazing to see them do that. And for Big, it's also about, like, it's about this, what is it? Is the word posterity? You know, showing that we definitely got what it takes to come back next season and showcase, hey, this is what we stand for. We're not gonna
like down, you know, 7 goals in the World Cup. You still want to score that 1 against Brazil at the end to save some honor, or the other way around. But here we are in the warm-up. It is Agility Dash. It's a map that BDS have favored all the way throughout the season. When it's open, and they did first pick it here, their really strongest weapon, Reps, was taken away.
I do really like Agility Dash because it's one of those really fast-paced maps. All the way throughout the map, we have some high-speed content coming in, and also in the ending, it's just so difficult to be able... Are we seeing a break?
Yeah, it's
a small break as Musa has a screen remover, which removes overlays and stuff to give him full focus, just that Zen mode where he can be one with the game. So he's going to reload that plugin, but one interesting stat I've seen on Agility Dash is actually that Musa, he's never crashed this map. The crash counting as a mistake greater than 2 seconds. 0 on the crashing stats.
So that's amazing.
That's an also really good map for Big because I think Massa was more the glass cannon from
He really was, yeah.
And Granadi was the safe gem of the team. So knowing that Massa has maybe not crashed eventually makes that maybe also a good map for Big. So let's see how that goes. And I think everything is working out, so we're getting started here with that first round. The format is as usual, you know, the team has to win 4 maps to win the match, and we play up until the point of 10. And let's go with the first round in a couple of seconds.
Yes, it might also be worth it to mention that even though Masa doesn't have the best... Masa might not have the best personal best on this map, but he does have the best median pace of every player playing this map, which is actually kind of surprising. He's close to the bottom when it comes to PB, but he's in the top when it comes to median. So he might be a little bit slower paced than the rest of the field, but he will at least get to the finish almost every time, which is great.
But I think that's something that Musa has been working a lot on, because he's had this brand as one of the players that is very fast but not consistent. Ever since like 2016, he's been considered this player that will drive fast, world record, or crash. And when he's talking about how he plays parkour, when he's talking about how he plays these difficult maps, he's trying to find balanced pace that he can do every time. That's his goal. He just wants safe, good rounds.
I think that's a good idea. It actually seems like Masa hasn't crashed this map at all at any point
zero.
in time.
Let's
so
see if he does it in the first round as well.
yeah, I mean, he's only had 6 rounds on the map, so we will have to see here. But as we head into the first round, all the players, they will execute the start just like you're supposed to. Masa, the only person who is a little bit behind, but we did just talk about this. He might have a little bit slower pace, but at least he will get through it consistently, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, as Granadi right now is in the lead. Good side jump from both BDS drivers going into the lead. Granadi still retaining that 3rd position. Masa's behind him only by 0.1 of a second. Aurel with a good line here, gets a really good drift around that corner, but Masa with a great line here as well. Only 0.07 of a second between the players. Aurel gets it nicely, but clips it a bit too much, but gets a good angle around that corner, but didn't transfer as much speed as the others. It is still one BDS driver leading by the name of Afi. Goes for a very wide approach in that auto slide drift, and Masa falls behind again. Afi with a great line. Granadi 0.2 behind, so let's follow his POV here. Aurel didn't get the best line across, and now the identity will come in. Of course, we have the longest map here in this map. Important to hold that 4th gear now, and it is Aurel overtaking Masa here before the identity. Afi with a beautiful entry into that, and he will get 1st position. Aurel will get 2nd, and of course, Masa has survived it. Oh no, he didn't
that's
survive
the first mistake from Masa. Does not survive it, and the pace up front, great as well. Afi and Aurel both getting to that 128, 129 low mark. Afi 128.80 to start us off, and an ace for BDS. Those are very valuable. And BDS continues, like they have in the season, starting strong here.
I mean, as you've said before, an ace, to get back from that, you need 3 regular wins on the map to go up and to equalize the score, right? So aces are absolutely crucial, but you love to see an ace coming in from Team BDS on their first map pick, their map of choice.
It's looking good for them. Also now having a ready guide start. Aurel again in the lead. Masa being 0.1 behind, but gets a good line. Now the side jump, really important to nail. Oh, it is Aurel clipping a little bit, but still manages to get across that. And Granadi and Masa going up into 1st position.
Yeah, we see a few speed slides coming in here as we jump up to the left-handed drift. We're gonna see the teams jump into the actual scenery here to set up for a better inside line, and then how much speed will we see the players get at this? 630, that's a very decent amount of speed coming in from Afi, but we have seen Mudda go up to 640 as well. So definitely a little bit of room to work with as we head into the final section of the map.
Yeah, it is still Granadi and Masa holding strong, but Aurel wants to have a saying, maybe get a point for his team because
mistake
Afi,
though.
Oh yeah, that is looking good for Big now. Maybe get the reverse ace, but Masa with the best amount of speed. Will he be able to hold that gear before the identity?
Yeah, can Masa get back right now? It's Masa versus Afi. He wants to overtake here. Get the... Oh, and we have a mistake.
This could be the ace. BDS are down and out, and Masa will continue trying not to make mistakes. Granadi up front faster than the last round by 100th, and they answer right back.
Yeah, this door is tied up again. 3-3, and it's an open match. Aurel and Afi have made some small mistakes. Afi clipped the inside, was not able to clear that jump of the identity, and is with that 8 seconds behind. So the match kind of resets again, and we go into round number 3.
As we said, 3 regular victories is what they'd have to get, or that ace, and they're right back now. But we see already in the start that players are struggling with the pace. That round was Big's to win before Aurel made a mistake, and then it was kind of left open for them to take it. Here, Afi and Aurel are going to try to hold on in the start. It's like they're getting out of it better, but they do like to go for this low jump. They go pretty far right on the ramp, trying to reduce airtime by just a little bit, but you can see how shaky the landing is. And BDS have been followed all the way up here by the big players, and now we'll see in the speed slide whether any team can make a breakaway.
Yeah, this is where you can get the momentum to at least get a little bit, maybe 100s or 110s ahead of your opponents with the speed that you get from the speed slide up to the right-hander. But, I mean, it looks like Aurel is going to be a little bit behind. We've seen every single round there's at least been someone who crashed the identity, so we will have to see how it turns out. Nothing is over yet.
Yeah, Aurel just a little bit behind, 0.3 of a second, but got a really good line over in this uphill. Masa still in first position. Aurel is overtaking Granadi, and also Afi is lurking in here. I mean, let's see if we see another crash in this identity here. Massa looking strong, goes for the jump to get that fourth gear. Afi with a better angle here, gets a bit more speed. Good landing from Afi here. Aurel also coming close. Massa with a mistake. Again, the second mistake from Massa here, and it will be another ace here, unless Granadi has more speed. Nope, Granadi had to respawn, and it's BDS leading by 3 points again.
Unbelievable. We have 3 rounds and 3 aces so far. That consistency we talked about is kind of out the window now.
I mean, yeah, it's aces on aces on aces, back to back to back. I mean, wonder we'll see some more, but this is unfortunate here for Team Big, since both their players crashed on the identity. That might shake up the momentum that they had coming into. They just had an ace for themselves, right? And you want to capitalize on the momentum there, but unfortunately they couldn't.
They couldn't do it. Let's see if they can do it in this round. And maybe we see the first non-ace round of this match. It's actually crazy to say that. Just 3 rounds have been played, and no team has gotten a draw so far. Both teams have not drawn a single time. But let's see, Massa already falling a bit behind. Afi in the lead, touches a bit of the grass there, but is still in the mix, battling it out for the first position with Granadi.
We actually see some different ways to do that jump. We see a lot of the players, they go to try to get their right side of the car to touch the ground as early as possible. But every single round I've seen Afi get his back wheel down, and unfortunately he hits that outside wall, going a little bit too wide, trying to set up for the perfect drift. And you know, hopefully we will see Big capitalize on this mistake coming in from Team BDS. They are ahead, both of them. They just need to get through the identity without a scratch, but that is so much easier said than done.
They basically need to ace to catch back up to BDS before BDS hit that 10 mark and takes the map, so this is a great opportunity to do just that. Aurel lurking just about 2 tenths behind, trying to find something. Gets up the hill better than Granadi, who has to go wide, and that's past 1, and now Massa in the lead by just a little bit for the identity, and Afi has really not lost further time. If any of the German players make a mistake, he could also come back into it, but Granadi with great speed joining Massa in that identity. They get through the opening jumps. That's the hardest part of it. Now you just gotta hold it together. 3 more jumps to go, and Big will get the 4th ace of the match, and surely that's the last one in the deck,
I mean,
right?
4 out of 4 aces as of right now. That's crazy. 4 rounds, 4 aces. Will it continue?
Surely we're not gonna see ace number 5 in a row now. This would definitely not happen, right?
I'd be suspicious if there's 5 aces in this deck of cards. Someone is...
checking PC.
Yeah, checking PC, that's for sure. So we see Afi getting low airtime there. Good start for him. Aurel a little bit behind, and that's kind of the dynamic we have seen from BDS. Talking about the roles the players have. You have the Afi usually trying to get those winning times for BDS, and Aurel just being that consistent player, always in the mix. That's why Afi had that crash. He's the one trying to push, be that attacking role for the team. And Aurel always there to back him up if necessary. But again, Afi very close to the wall, trying to push it. And Aurel now will be first for his team.
Yeah, Afi has made a small mistake. Maybe he can come back here in this small full speed section where he can do an SD. Good speed as well, 637. That is only 3 off of Mura's best speed that he has accumulated there, but it's still Granadi and Massa leading, and of course the pendulum could swing in their favor because Afi now also has made a mistake. Massa and Granadi can close it out and can get another ace, and then this would be a huge 3-pointer for them, because with that they would only have to secure 1 more point.
Yeah, this would be crucial for Berlin International Gaming if they can maintain that lead right now, but Aurel is trying to see if he can deny them. Oh, he makes a huge mistake, and now we just need to see Massa and Granadi execute this ending without any issues. Granadi doing it perfectly, Massa getting the back up, they're getting it into the finish, and they're gonna get the ace.
The 5th ace of the match. It's just aces on aces on aces. Granadi consistently driving 0.8s now. BDS, they picked this as their first map. This was the one they're gonna set the tone of the match, start out. Big are on map point 1 point away from taking it now.
So BDS, they need an ace in order to tie up the score. I mean, we have seen 2 BDS aces already. Let's see if they can pull another one down. Massa and Granadi, a loss for them is enough. So 1 second position, and they can secure 1 point. Let's focus on this round though. Afi and Aurel, they have both made mistakes in the previous round, but now they're leading by 0.2 already. They wanna get this ace so bad. Afi with a beautiful low jump, as well as Aurel setting himself up very nicely for the turn. Granadi coming closer, overtaking Massa here in this moment, but Massa still 0.4 away from Aurel.
Yeah, I don't even want to say anything here because I feel like it is looking like BDS could ace from this spot. Masa is, at this point, too far away to catch up unless BDS make a mistake. Grenady still probably in range, but he's also losing ground. They have 3 tons to work with here, which for pro Trackmania players is a lot of space. Let's see if they can handle it, though. A lot of pressure on them here to not lose their opening pick, because if they do, they're going up against Big on Slowdown, one of their strongest maps, so they really have to push the envelope here, get up the hill. Afi losing a little bit. The 2 Germans are chasing now. They only need to catch 1 player, get 1 single point, and they have taken this one away from BDS. Grenadi's going to try to make something happen in the identity. Can Aurel and Afi hold it together up on the first jump? They drop down. Grenadi with a lot of speed. Aurel holding on, but Afi's losing ground. Is it enough? It is the 6th ace of the match. 9-9.
Unbelievable that we've seen nothing but aces as of right now. 9-9. I mean, the only way we keep going is we see some draws right now, and I don't think that that's going to be the case. Are we going to see a final ace once again? That would be incredible.
7th consecutive ace in a row would be a fun way to end Agility Dash. But let's see who is getting that, who is winning it. If we get a draw, we go into overtime. You could say that this is already like kind of the small overtime, because both teams, if they win, they are through. They will take it. They will take the first victory to their names. But look at that, Masa and Grenadi now with a very good start. Aurel and Afi falling a bit behind. Masa didn't get the best transition there, but is still on 2nd position. But Grenadi on a great time here, already 0.1 ahead of the others, and I think it will be a close one. No one making a mistake thus far. Maybe this inside drifty where you have to clip the scenery block will decide something. I think Masa didn't get it.
Oh my god, Afi.
What a save. That was so close to clipping the wall, but he backed it up last second, and he's still in the fight here with his teammate. Aurel leading. They have a good spot. Afi currently holding a winning position for BDS. But into this drift. Masa gets a better. Grenadi!
Grenadi with a mistake.
Huge mistake here, and now Masa, he has to get first. He has to deny Team BDS the ace. If Masa, he still has the option to do so. He climbs up ahead. He can make this into a draw and give them another opportunity for the victory here. So Masa is in the lead. Afi truly trying to overtake here. It is going to be these 2 players. Which one is going to get in? Masa gets a slowdown. Afi gets the overtake. Masa is now on the task to get the last few turns perfectly, but he's not going to be able to get it, and Team BDS wins their own map choice.
Heartbreak for Big, though. They got 3 aces, and so it still lost the map.
Yeah, I'm a bit in disbelief, because I think this really describes Big's performance this season. They were always so close, but then get so far. 11 here, Masa looking strong, goes for the jump to get that 4th gear. Afi with a better angle here, gets a bit more speed. Good landing from Afi here. Aurel also coming close. Masa
Big's first choice. Slow down. The reason they picked this is because they've been driving world record pace on it, both the players. They had 1 round where they did 50.5s, but the world record actually got beaten yesterday.
Yeah, the world record was beaten, and we have seen it was, I think,
Pede from the Challenger League got a 56.42 on this map, which beats the best Grand League time by 600ths.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like, we have seen some insane pace in yesterday's Challenger matches, especially the match that I've casted. I'm a caster for Exalti, right? Exalti versus Sprout. That was a really good match, and both teams look ready, but let's go into the first round here on Slowdown. A very good pick for Big, of course. Afi already with a great start to coming into the first couple of turns. And also Aurel is joining him. But no one has made a mistake so far. This outside turn can be quite tricky to nail.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very pace-based map, so I'm actually surprised that Big really wanted to pick this one against Team BDS, because BDS are also incredibly fast on these purely pace-based maps. You can also see Afi here currently in the lead, and then we have a big sandwich between the 2 BDS players. Masa getting a really nice line heading into the final section before the identity. He has the lead, he just needs to clutch out the ending. Grenadi has famously had a different approach to the second downhill here, where he would go really wide to get this exit speed. Let's see if he's gonna go for it once again. The field is so close right now. Aurel also going really wide. Masa flying out, and it's gonna be Grenadi in the lead, but Masa unfortunately on last. From first to last, it only takes 1 slightly wrong turn.
And Masa was so far ahead there too. Like, he was on 0.5 pace in the opening round before that mistake. But it will be a draw. Grenadi was there to save the day, and they have not lost a lot of progress. And that's the second round this match that was not an ace.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about that. We are on track number 2, and let's go into the next round. Who will go into the lead, or will we see another draw? It could also happen that we just see 9 draws in a row now instead of all the aces that we've seen on the previous map. It would be funny to see, but I think Afi wants to say something against that, goes into the lead, and gets a good line here. You can clip there. Oh my god, that was very close from Granadi, almost making that mistake. But look at that, I think all players are like on at least a 0.6.
Yeah, the checkpoint, yeah, that is definitely on track for 56.6.5 even with a good end. Let's see what BDS can do here, because they are in a tough spot with Arel 0.1 behind the other players. Going in now to the identity. Arel going a little bit wide. Afi has a drop to do up front, but Masa missing, and Granadi out. BDS can ace! Arel!
Oh, what a snipe in the ending there by Arel. Very clean. Unfortunately, we have Granadi flying out this time instead of Masa. And this is what we talked about. If you have one person making a mistake on the team, that's still going to result in the team either getting a draw or worst case scenario, getting an ace. Or getting aced.
And a lot of people watching might be wondering, why don't other people go for this Granadi line in the ending if it's faster? Setting up wide, getting this Neo slide, carrying third gear. It's because it's scary. You are so fast that reducing airtime there is very tricky. And you see the dangers of it here.
I mean, also Granadi plays in Camp 3, and with a wheel, you have to consider that. But it is a very risky line indeed, and Granadi just yeeted off there and kind of lost the round in that way. I mean, he could have at least gotten that second or third position with his teammate maybe also getting second, but he got sniped in the ending, so...
Another strong start for Afi. The checkpoints are, again, lining up for a very fast time. Hits a 0.8 here, and that's on track for the world record. We see a crash on the inside line. I believe that was Granadi again hitting the wall here. Tough start for Big's own map choice.
Yeah, Afi and Arel are leading, and they only need to survive the identity. Not the hardest one to survive, but just when I say that, it is Arel lifting off. Afi can still secure the victory if Arel stays ahead of Granadi, and he will do so. So they will extend their lead, not with an ace, but with a victory.
Yeah, Team BDS are showing up here on Big's map choice. I mean, they are very consistent, and Afi has consistently, at least for the first half of the map, been on first place. He has the pace on this map, and it is up to Big to try to deny him that, but it's gonna be very, very difficult. I think they're gonna rely on these alternate routes in the identity to overtake Team BDS.
But Big are the most experienced team on this map, and I don't say that without background. They've played 43 rounds of slowdown before this game, and out of those rounds they've gotten up to great averages, but they really have just, I think, studied this as much as they can to try to figure out the ideal line. So they're not out of it yet. They know their pace in offline mode, in other matches, and it's enough to beat what BDS are pumping out for now, but they don't have a lot of time to do so. If BDS gets another good result here, they could be up to 9 points. Muscle on an inside line through the trees, takes first place for now, but has less speed onto that identity. With Granadi gonna get first. Is Muscle gonna get that ace? Oh, gets passed by both, and it's just a draw. Such a good round.
Yeah, that was a really good round. A 0.6 as a winning time, and imagine losing with a 0.83.
Yeah.
That is incredibly fast, and BDS capitalizing from that, setting themselves up for a victory if they get an ace.
Only 0.2 separating all of the players in that round, so we're truly seeing some great races as of right now. I have noticed that none of the players, we've seen this from other teams, going for the ice wiggle out of the bobsleigh. I don't see any of these people do it. Did they find out that that was slower?
I think it's just, it depends on your entry probably. Like, the way they're setting up the bobsleigh here, you don't really get that wiggle out of the turn regardless, but maybe you could do it. I'm not sure. Arel with a great start. He is gonna get a great checkpoint without the wiggle and maybe prove.
Yeah, it is Masa and Granadi, however, not too far behind. Granadi not getting the best amount of speed out of that drift. And also it is Afi setting up very wide, overtaking Granadi again. Will BDS close it out here or not? Granadi with a good line. Masa crashes! And now it's only up to Granadi to deny the ace, but he doesn't have the best amount of speed. He overtakes Afi in the end. It would be enough. It is a tie, and Afi is taking it. BDS wins it due to a tie. I can't believe it. It happened yesterday as well.
And also, just for the spectators watching, when it is a tie, the player that gets the priority is the one who entered the previous checkpoint first.
So because Granadi goes for a wide speed line to the last checkpoint, that's actually the decider, and the reason they lose map 2. Again, the unfortunate streak for Berlin International Gaming continues So we now are looking at some of the highlights, starting with RL sniping and getting that important ace to put them up in the lead.
Yeah, and then just showcasing just how tight these races are, as all of the players, they enter the finish line with only 0.2 of a second here.
Such a good round. And now things are going to get difficult for Big because we are on back and forth. And if I think about all the maps, this one, for me, truly symbolizes BDS and their dominance in the league. They started out on this in week 1, 2, 3, 4, winning basically every time they pick this.
I mean, this is a consistency and a pace-based map. So 100% perfect just suit for Team BDS. And I think as we take a look here in the start, they are also just so good with the gears in the beginning. There's two different ways you can opt to it. You can either choose to get 5th gear early and keep that, or maintain that lower 4th gear and go with that through this section as well. It kind of depends on personal preference. We see 2 mistakes from Team BDS, and now Big has to capitalize.
Yeah, this is the most important opportunity they've had in this match to get off to a great lead here, because BDS on this map, they're going to be unrelenting. You never see them both make mistakes. Offie has the best median on this map, like the best average out of any player, and it's rare you get an opportunity like this, so they have to capitalize. The times are also pretty strong here. Looking for a low 58, the world record, 57.7. See if Grenadier and Massa can hold it. It should be trivial for these players at this point, and it is. Big start off with an ace.
Very nice. Low 58 from Massa, since we've talked about 57s are kind of what we want to see if the players are pressured. But if you looked at the times, the checkpoint times going into the identity, Big could actually slow down quite a bit. They had leeway. So a low 58 while still keeping it safe is very fast.
And that makes the identity a significant amount easier. You can just release off the brake button and just get a little bit of room to breathe for you.
And just to highlight this too, Massa really showing he has prepped for this, because that safe round that he did, that safe ending, that was almost his best time in the league. It was just 400ths off of his personal best in a match. So definitely putting the pressure on BDS here early. They know they have to drive pretty fast to beat Big.
I mean, it is scary to drive against a player like Afi on this map when he has the fastest median of every player in the TMWT league as of right now. So they know that they have to make sure that they capitalize on every single mistake they see from Afi or Orel.
But look at Massa, he is beating both of them right now. Again, driving that fast pace, about the same as the previous round, putting Afi, the lead attacker for BDS on this map, under pressure. Going into the ending now, can he beat Afi? A task that so many players in the league have struggled with. He's holding his own, but Afi is really good at this last slalom wiggle. Right now, it looks like Massa will do it. Grenadier could get 3rd. He's looking for it.
Oh, no, it's
so close. And look at the time for Massa.
Oh, that is fast, Massa.
He was showing signs, and now he's just laying it all out on the table. He's come to play another good round for Big, and they keep their lead.
Yeah, the world record is a .75 here from Pack, and he only drives 500s off of that, so really good time, but only enough for them to get the
and
draw.
Then crash the next round.
It is the tale of the ages. From first to last, it happens so often. Cup of the day, ranked matches, you name it, it happens all over the place. And now Team BDS have an easy option to capitalize on the situation. 2 huge mistakes from Team Burnley International Gaming, more than a second behind. Now they just have to get it done.
And Afi has a really good start, by the way. They were going to drive fast in this round regardless, but they have really good starts. They can afford to take it easy, try to get to the finish. And really, as you said, if you get first place, there's a chance you get last. That's why I don't win rounds in Cup of the Day.
Yeah.
I do that on purpose.
Only the last round.
Yeah. I intentionally get like 2nd and 3rds because I know if I win a round, I'm gonna lose.
I had that so often though that I just, I got first and then I just went out next round, and it's the classic. But now BDS is tying up the score. Afi making it nice with another sub 58. That is incredibly fast. You're just casually driving a sub 58, right?
Yeah, that was a safe round
incredible.
too. Like he recognized halfway through, I should just save the rest. But starting off with what was a 21.4, if you look at the checkpoint times. That was a great start. That's one of the fastest we've seen ever.
Yeah, but it is also about being able to... Afi with a huge mistake in the start, hitting the checkpoint. He's going to lose a lot of speed because of that. This start is taking a lot away from these teams. Grenadier also with a little bit of a slower pace than the others. Afi did only lose about 0.4, actually coming back up. Not that big of a mistake as it actually looked. And now Grenadier is on 4th, and Massa now has an important task to not lose that 2nd place.
Now Rel with a small clip there, but he's still able to survive it. Massa in the lead, can't deny the victory or even the ace towards BDS. But let's see the identity here. Granadi's 1.5 seconds behind. Afi just arriving out of nowhere with a great comeback. I also thought that he would lose more time in that mistake that he did, but Aurel with a good amount of speed. Massa still making it happening, and can he stay on top or not?
Oh, Afi's had such a good round. Look at how he's coming back. They're both there. Aurel with the sniper perhaps gets it by 5,000th. And you talked about driving a 57.9 casually. What about losing with a 57.9?
Yeah. That feels
that has
devastating.
to hurt.
And now BDS leading all of a sudden after tying up the score in that previous round. They're now leading by 1 point. Big has to win now, and then they can make something happen here, but it is a hard task. 57 times. It's incredibly fast.
One thing we haven't even talked about is like we have the league records, which are the times people have driven in matches. But if you look at the offline leaderboards, Massa actually has a 57.6 from several weeks ago that he has there posted. But doing that in a match is of course another beast entirely to do.
Oh, absolutely. Rounds modes are completely different here, but now we go into the 360. This time, none of the players have made any huge mistakes. We do see Massa and Granadi on the top 2 positions as of right now, and they just have the identity separating them from getting an ace.
Yeah, let's see if Massa and Granadi can get that important ace here and set themselves up for a great situation to win a BDS pick here. Granadi with a very wide line, losing a lot of speed, but can maybe stay on that second position. Massa is on another planet. He's half a second ahead. Afi goes for it. Granadi maybe with a more inside, but it will not be enough. But they can at least tie up the score, and Massa with another sub 58. Casually, we see a sub 58 every round.
A volatile situation now, 7-7, both teams hitting track point with an ace. They could close out the map, so mistakes at this point are going to be a lot more costly and scary. But such a great fight for Big to keep this level with BDS on their best map. Back and forth has been just an auto win for them against most teams, but here Big have a chance to beat them.
Yeah, it is Massa leading yet again. He's on another good time. Afi and Aurel coming closer here. Good bucks, and now you want to exit it with a no slide. Aurel gets it really nicely. Also then gear up into 5th gear here just before the ice. And it is Aurel getting it good. Massa also with a great turnaround here, and it's Aurel and Afi still a bit closer.
And now Massa is in the lead. He has to deny Team BDS right now, because if they overtake, if Massa makes a mistake right now, that could be the end of the match or end of the map as of right now. It's going to be really, really close here.
But Massa is on world record pace. I don't want to call it too soon, but the checkpoints are literally insane. And Massa, can he deliver in the heat of the moment right now and drop a new record? 0.54!
Massa, what are you doing? Beating the world record from Pack by 0.2 of a second.
Oh, and beating his own offline world record, which was a 0.6 by 500ths of a second.
We literally talked about, can you do that in a match? It's a different beast. Drops a 0.54. Incredible stuff from Massa. And now, that gives them so much momentum. BDS, when you see that time in the server, what do you do? What's the response?
Scared.
I mean, the thing you do is the thing that the players did. You say BNT in chat for a very nice time.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I also have an occasionally T in there.
Scary situation though. Massa missing the bugs like this round, and Afi and Aurel have a great start of their own. Have they just cranked up the pace even more, knowing they have to drive their own personal best pace to beat Big right here? They have a great chance to do so. Granadi needs the end of a lifetime to pass one, or at least actually both players.
He probably needs to pass both. And the thing about it is that BDS, they see the split times. They know they're about 0.2, 0.3 ahead. So they can release that brake button a little bit here on the backwards section and still maintain first and second. Or at least first and third. And they'll still get the points. And it looks like they have it in the bag. There you go. Team BDS takes map 3.
With an ace, crazy. You know, and the scoreline does not tell the full story because it's so close, but Big just loses by a hair every map.
And that's why Big was my pick for today, but it will be a very, very hard task for them to win 4 consecutive maps in a row in order to win this match. It will be very hard. Also here we can see some of the highlights here on back and forth. As you can see, the 2 slides out there in this round, and also Granadi and Massa winning that round. And here also not the overtake from Aurel. And now we're gonna go to map number 4.
But Freestyle. Let's take a look at that final time from Massa one more time. The 57.54. If anyone beats that, hats off to you, because that's an incredible time on the map from Massa. Freestyle, it's Big's second choice in this match. The previous map was picked by BDS, and Big has had some great performances here, especially Granadi. Really good on this map. Let's see if Massa has improved his pace here and can join Grenady in those important rounds, because they could beat BDS here.
If Masa has gotten the pace here to beat... I mean, Masa has the pace, but it's also about the consistency. But if he has that, and he can do that with Grenady, then Team Big will just be almost unstoppable on this map.
Yeah, let's go into the first round here as Masa and Grenady get a really good start here, and they are first and second. Look at that, Afi opted probably for the wider approach, has more speed as well as Aurel, and that's how quickly the position can change. Now, this no-steer section, very important to just predict your line and don't hit the turbine to the left. Both players didn't do it, and now we have a very interesting section where you have to jump through a ring checkpoint, and then you have different approaches over the block. Grenady styling on us. All right, Grenady, that looked wicked. Also able to.
I mean,
yeah, not only did he style,
Is that something he's been working on?
He's on first with that.
Let him cook.
Last week I thought he did that for flair, but it looks like something he's genuinely worked on. Grenady has the best median on this map. He's definitely practiced it, but the two BDS players are chasing right now. They want to get past him. And
both of them!
Flip, and suddenly Masa gets past him. Can Big start off with an ace? The last flick Grenady controlled, and Masa with the German precision, they get a 3-0 start.
I mean, that's great. Great to see Big getting that ace on the first round. Love to see it. Team BDS needs to bite back now, but also we have to think that, you know, the reason Big got the ace might have been because they capitalized on Team BDS making double mistakes in the identity. You can't rely on your opponents making mistakes like that very often.
But this identity is also super hard to predict. It's a trick that has been found like in the Kaki trial RPG community, and now
was that a mistake in the start?
Is it?
Did we lose
one? Afi has
Big
made a mistake, yeah. He has made a
first
mistake.
corner, that's uncommon to see.
Yep, it is. And now Masa and Grenady only batting it out with Aurel, but he can still make something happen. They can still get the draw if Aurel gets a good identity. Also capitalizing on a mistake here. He gets it across, and also Masa and Grenady both are surviving. Let's see if Grenady goes for another 360, or maybe he can save it now because he knows that Afi has made a mistake.
What's the play? Grenady not going for it here, so looks like it's only a situational thing that he's found to stabilize some lines. And here we can see the power of the steering wheel, just that gentle, smooth movement up the hill. So nice to watch, and he actually catches up a lot to Aurel with that. A double ace is possible here. Aurel could also deny any meaningful points gained from Big, but he needs a great flick, and he goes too low, and Grenady passes him, and suddenly this is looking very dire for BDS, as they're about to be down 6 points against Big on Freestyle, who continues their strong showing.
Grenady with a 0.5, which is a very respectable time here. World record is a 0.086, so still about half a second behind world record, but amazing that Grenady caught up to Masa in the identity. Masa was far ahead. I know that Masa might also have saved it a little, especially after he saw the checkpoint with the mistake from BDS. But still incredible that Grenady has such a clean ending section of the map.
Yeah, it looked really good. He caught up a lot to him, and now they're leading by 6 points already, getting 2 consecutive aces. Now BDS has to deliver.
6-0. It is a lot of pressure coming in here on Team BDS. Big really showing up. They do not want to lose 4 matches in a row. Getting clean sweeped is not how you want to end the first section here of the tournament. As we've talked about, Big is no longer able to get into the playoffs, but they at least want to go out with a bang, and you do not want to get 4-0'd as the final match.
And what a strong statement as well, if you're able to take down the top team in the league right now. In the last match, we had a big mistake from a BDS player, Aurel going far out there, leaving Afi alone in a 1 versus 2. Afi with good lines in the uphill beats both big players in that section. Great checkpoint split coming through as well, but can he hold gear 4 in the drift? Needs to get that to get a good wall ride. Grenady has dropped tremendous amount of speed, and it will be on Masa to try to secure first place. Afi with a good line there, though both big players clipping, and it looks like Afi's gonna hold on to this and win that 1 versus 2 battle. He takes it, and it's going to be a draw.
But still, Big is capitalizing from that, now setting themselves up for a situation that they can close out the match with an ace, and they have done it twice already. 107.5, also good time, but Masa and Grenady also saved it there after that clip from Grenady, and they just wanted to make it into the finish, which can sometimes be very tricky.
Yeah, but Big, they will take those draws all day on this map right now. They're definitely on a great position to draw it into the finish. They can have 3 draws in a row right now. They would not care. It would be great. What they've seen is that Team BDS has actually had many huge mistakes on this map. And what Big is doing that's great is they're capitalizing on these major mistakes, making sure that they get the aces when they have the option to.
They did, and they started out with so many aces in this match already. It's incredible that they did not win map 1, but they have another opportunity here into the ice turnaround part. Who's going to get it the best? We saw a mistake here last time from Aurel. Now we saw on a very inside line. Going to be forced to go wide in the uphill, and that lets Masa catch back up, but it's the best position we've seen BDS in yet.
Nadi with a good line. They're coming a bit closer, but it's such an open round. Only 0.3 between the players.
Afi
with a mistake, and Aurel is now the person to deny the victory
they
or even
lose
ace.
here.
But it is Granadi clipping. Will Aurel be able to overtake Masa here in the ending? But no, Masa is clean with it. Oh, AC! Aurel with a great stop, and Aurel will get it by 100th of a second, and it will be another draw. But of course, Big capitalizing from that. BDS needs more than a draw to come back from that one.
Aurel, such a hero there.
I mean, that was a clutch move by Aurel in the ending. Very, very risky line. He might as well have clipped, but 2.5s to end off that round, showing that both the teams do have the pace to get that first place. But not only does Team BDS have to get first place, they should also start getting first and second place in the same round, because otherwise there's no way they're coming back.
They at least get 1 point if they snipe in the second position. And right now it is BDS with a good start. Everyone is in the frame here.
And the problem for BDS is just how annoyingly consistent Grenadier has been on this map. Played 35 rounds, his average pace 107.8. That's what you're gonna have to drive better than every time, and possibly better, as we're seeing 0.5 from Grenadier now. Yep. You're gonna have to just get that on lock, on repeat, and ace the team. But Grenadier is still there, and Masa's there as well, and this is looking very tough for BDS. He's gonna try his best, and Aurel, maybe with a hero ending, once again, he can make something happen. But look at this, Gear 4, consistent as ever. Big are looking for the win here. They're looking for the knockout. Grenadier getting past Afi now on the identity. Afi in second, Masa in third. If this remains, then Big take at least 1 map against BDS, and they will do so. 107.3 as well from Grenadier.
And what a dominant performance. 10 to 3. BDS is really getting a hefty loss here. But, I mean, they're leading by 2 maps up until this point and only drop 1, so they're 3-1 ahead. And now we see the replays, the wicked 360 eyesight from Granadi, as well as the second round, but we're gonna come to that.
That 360 there looks, yeah, it looks like it's faster. He also gets a very clean setup for the uphill, so it might be better. He's definitely worked on that. And then we have the strong start here from Big, getting that second ace, showcasing that they definitely have Freestyle down. They know how to do it, and I think for a second season, people are gonna have to be worried about that.
Yeah, they are, especially also in the All-Star tournament. If they get to play there, you know, then that's something they could still refine and work on. But here, Slippy Slides, this is a tough map to play against BDS on. They have some of the best average pace and also the most experience on it, so Big, they're gonna need a correct performance to not get swept here.
Have to take it. I mean, if they lose, the match is over, right? I mean, they were coming back. They lost matches or maps in a very, very close fashion. But now this is it. They need to beat one of the most consistent teams here. Look how far up they jumped. They almost clipped it there, setting themselves up nicely for the drift to get as much speed out of it as possible. But still, Masa and Granadi holding up strong here. And now you want to not get airtime because you have Fragile attached to your car. But Afi is still leading. Granadi coming back closer though, and he goes into the second position. Aurel has maybe made a small mistake by releasing, but he's still in the mix. Only 0.3 between the players, and now they don't want to slide out.
Yeah, they're going into a no slide into the engine off section, and now we're going to be approaching one of the most interesting parts of the map. Here we have a buck slide right-hander where players will opt to either go inside or a little bit more outside to get that exit speed. You can see Granadi did go a little wider, getting more speed, more momentum into this section, and of course we have the identity where will consist of 3 extra buck slides, and they're gonna set it up separately here.
Granadi going on an inside line, Afi going wide. That's gonna pay off in the last one to get a tighter line for the last one. Granadi here on the inside. Is that enough to pass Afi? No, and we will start with a draw and a really good time from Afi. 111.5 is respectable. It's 0.2 off his best time, And we're gonna see a winning time right around there every round, I think.
Yeah, world record is a 1:11.10 here on this map, and all players have survived this identity. It looks very deceiving because it's nothing. It's not easy. It's not easy to do because just estimating the steering and just getting that angle across is not easy. And doing it 3 times in a row, you can definitely make a mistake.
I mean, this entire map is very difficult to go through clean. Like, there's so many places where you can make tight, small mistakes that will cost you multiple tenths of a second. So we're gonna see players be separated by the ending quite a lot.
This is a map that if I got it in a random map challenge, I'd just call it bad. But when I see the pros play it, it's like, holy, this is a crazy good map to watch. But I could never drive the lines they're doing here so consistently. So it's just a treat to watch. I think if you play this, it's going to be a lot of crashes. Don't recommend it. Watching it is definitely preferable.
But it's more impressive that they hardly make any mistakes. Granadi, Massa clipping. Just when I talk about a mistake, they make that. And now BDS is setting themselves up for an ace here. Aurel and Alfie first and second. Granadi clipping. Will they take it?
Oh, it looks like BDS is just fusing themselves into one car. Just look at the similar trajectory they're driving here. Last bug slide, Aurel gonna catch up to Alfie, and they take this one. 0.3 and 0.4, respectively, from the 2 teammates. This is one of their best maps, and they're showing why.
Great times there coming in from both players at BDS, and as far as I can tell, that is also close to Aurel's PB. 0.3s, only about 5 people, 6 people drive that 0.33 that Afi has driven. Like, only about 6 people in the entire league have that PB.
Insane time from him, securing the ace, of course, and now big. They need to make something happen. If they drop this map, the match is over.
Oh, double crash.
But double crash from Massa and Aurel here. Only Granadi and Afi left in the top 2. Well, let's take a look how the round will.
See, the fun thing about having 2 people crash from each team is it separates it separates the match into 2 individual small matches. The fight for first and second, and the fight for third and fourth, and they're like separated by quite a bit, like almost 2 seconds.
Afi wants to join the fight for second though, as we only have Granadi in first
could actually do such an important move here, an ace from 1.
Oh my god, yeah.
Maybe he does it. He is right now on that second place, but is Afi getting a good line? He goes very wide and gets up a lot of speed, but look at that. Aurel also super close on the mix. All 3 players have made a mistake, and they're only a couple of hundreds away.
Into the ice slide uphill. The BDS players gets it better than Massa, who looks like he's lost about a 1/10 of a second. But we have the bug slides coming up, and the big players like to go for a bit of a wide setup in the first one to try to get a tighter line on the third. Massa gonna look like he's behind here, but then come back in the last 2. Is it enough to get past the BDS players? Looks like it will not, as Afi gets a great bug slide. Gonna result in a draw, but a great opportunity there for Big to come back.
And now we have kind of a reverse situation of what happened last time. 5-2 at the moment. Team BDS looking really strong, and every single point BDS gets right now puts more and more pressure on Big, as BDS is on match point, which means that if they win this map, the match is over.
Yeah, the match can be over very soon, especially when BDS gets another ace in this round. But Massa gets a really good start. Granadi a bit behind, and also Aurel goes for a lot of speed here over in this third section. However, no one has made a mistake thus far, as unlike in the previous round.
There is 2 blue nameplates though in the top 2 right now, and they could equalize the map score here if they get 1 ace. That's what BDS has on them right now. No, they're so good at the ending, and with
Granadi.
a slide up from Granadi, that's not looking likely, but Massa can still reduce the damage, secure a draw. He has a good round here, good pace as well. Into the drop down. Afi with a reactor flight. It's not what you want to do in Massa. Now suddenly this is looking pretty good for Big. It's Aurel under a lot of pressure here, that he cannot make a mistake in the identity. Going into the bug slides. Massa looking for a personal best here on the map. Second slide. Aurel chasing, getting closer. Is he gonna hold? He will get a last bug slide. That's good. 0.6 for him. Granadi takes third, and they get 1 point closer.
But still, the match is slowly but surely slipping out of their hands on Slippy Slides. You know, I just had to put that word in here.
I see what you did
but
there.
Those draws are just gradually bringing BDS closer towards their map victory. Big only 2 points behind now after that victory, though, that they've secured in this round. And let's see if they can keep it up or not. 4-6, BDS with a draw. They could win the next round.
Oh, but a mistake. The pressure might be getting to them. This could lock in seed 1, but if they lose, it's all up in the air between every other team who's probably watching this game. G1, Solary, KC, they're all looking, seeing Is there gonna be a crack here from BDS that we can go for?
Well, more importantly is that Team BDS, they look to be winning 7 out of 7 matches. Last week, they lost a match. If they're showing even more weakness now, people will see the cracks in the armor. And that's gonna, you know, we've talked about how important momentum is in a tournament like that. And also, the perception that other teams have on you, that pressure that you just get into a match with BDS is also important to keep. So BDS definitely want to showcase that they still have what it takes to beat out every single other team.
Yeah, and Big's a team a lot of other teams have beaten, but BDS being under pressure right now. The bug slides. Big are looking for an ace. The first slide goes their way. Must have to respawn though. Granati in first. Could secure a draw. RL sniping it away perhaps. Oh, 4,000s in favor of RL, who turns his car backwards to get a straighter line to the finish. And that is the difference maker.
Yeah, and it is also Afi, of course, capitalizing for that mistake from Masa, who had to respawn. So that was huge. That was big for Team BDS. And now they are only 2 points away from victory. Let's see if they can make it. Will someone make a mistake at the start? It has decided so many rounds!
Whoa!
I called it!
Oh my god, multiple mistakes.
I pulled 2 red shells here, but we're not playing Mario Kart. But still, it is good for actually both teams. But Big, of course, they need to get that ace now to tie up the score.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult with Masa being a second ahead. Afi is on task of trying to maintain that second place. Team BDS is all okay with only getting 1 point per round. They will still be able to get the map victory due to that. So Afi maintaining that second place is all good. He, of course, wants to try to see if he can get first, get it into a draw situation. But, I mean, second is going to be all good for BDS as right now. Masa sliding out, actually giving Aurel an opportunity to get close.
There's 2 battles happening once again. Granati is getting slowly caught up to here by Afi, who has greater pace on the map in general. And going into the identity, 0.3 of a second is not unreasonable to catch up. Good bug slides, although it has extended to half a second. And Aurel has passed Masa as well, so a draw is secured and possibly a win. They can close it out here if Granati misses a single bug slide, but he will keep it on lock, and they are going to play at least 1 more round here, but BDS literally 1 point away.
See, what Big really wanted to see if they could do there is get the victory, because then they would have been at 7 points. It would have 7 to 9, and they could have won with an ace. Now, an ace is not even enough to get that map victory, and Team BDS needs anything other than being 3rd and 4th. They just need one person to cross the finish line on 1st and 2nd, and that's enough to win the entire map and indeed the entire match.
And they can definitely do it. We have seen their consistency, their pace. Masa, I think this could be it. Masa with a huge mistake, being more than 2 seconds behind and also not having a lot of speed. Let's see if Afi and Aurel can close it out here.
Yeah, the problem for Big fans right now is that Granati cannot do anything about this. Even if he wins, BDS are still going to get a point. So BDS, if they remain ahead of Masa, both of them, then they win. But we have seen some mistakes now. Aurel sliding out. How much time is that going to cost?
It's going to cost quite a bit, because that momentum extends through the dirt section as well. So Masa is going to get really close. But Afi also needs to make a huge mistake. Probably needs to slide out. Both Aurel and Masa, both Aurel and Afi probably have to slide out in the ending for Big to have a chance to come back here.
And it is Afi leading, doesn't get the best exit out of that one. Let's see if he can still stay ahead. It's looking good. Granati overtakes, but it will not matter because Masa is 3 seconds behind. And this is it. BDS wins against Big 4-1, but definitely has shown some weaknesses here.
And with that, though, they do lock in seed number 1 in the Trackmania World Tour. They have won the season. Congratulations to BDS for an amazing performance all throughout, only dropping 1 game against KC.
6 out of 7 games they have won, an incredible performance. So you love to see it. Well played by Team BDS as we take a look at some of these replays right now. I mean, just an incredible performance.
But I think this just speaks volumes to how high the level is in Trackmania World Tour. When one of the bottom teams in the league puts the top team under so much pressure, the level is incredible. And like, there's a reality where Big could have been the team that, you know, went 6-1.
Definitely. That's why they were my prediction for today. It was a very close match. Big could have definitely won at least 1 more map here, but it wasn't enough. BDS have shown a good performance here, and they have taken